The last few years haven't been easy for the fast food industry in general, but why does Hardee's seem to be going down faster than a falling star? If you're looking for red flags about Hardee's future, this one's about as red as they come. In May 2023, Summit Restaurant Holdings declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Summit, a major franchise holder of Hardee's, subsequently closed nearly 40 restaurants across 8 states. Losing a franchise owner with so many stores in its portfolio can cause some serious damage to a restaurant's overall brand and reputation. That said, a spokesperson for Hardee's parent company, CKE Restaurant Holdings, told Nation's Restaurant News, Summit is working diligently to ensure that the impact to guests, employees, vendors, and communities is minimized. In the end, Summit sold 81 of its Hardee's restaurants to High Bluff Capital Partners, a private equity firm based out of San Diego. Whether High Bluff can lead these Hardee's stores into a brighter future, however, remains to be seen. Summit's bankruptcy may have been a flashpoint in the downfall of Hardee's, but trouble had been brewing long before 2023. Take the brand's disastrous ad campaigns, for example. From 2009 to 2015, sexually suggestive ads produced for Hardee's and Carl's Jr. upset viewers across the country.
The most American thick burger, with a split hot dog and kettle-cooked potato chips on a fresh-baked bun.
One study found that 52% of viewers found one of these Carl's Jr. commercials offensive, while 51% found it irritating and annoying. In 2017, the company decided to pivot away from using women as props in its ads and focus instead on the food itself. Executive Creative Director Jason Norcross told Adweek, some of the product attributes got lost because people were too busy ogling girls. If you try to find a Hardee's in Canada, you won't have much luck. The brand doesn't exist up north due to a trademark dispute. A very popular Canadian chain called Harvey's already existed in Canada prior to Hardee's expansion. As you might expect, there was some considerable pushback from Harvey's when Hardee's attempted to move in on Canada. Eventually, it was agreed that Carl's Jr. would be allowed to set up north of the border, while Hardee's would stay away. Although it might seem like Carl's Jr. is benefiting from this deal, you could argue that Hardee's is not. Being pushed out of a major food market such as Canada is likely contributing to a lack of brand awareness across North America, factoring further into the brand's decline. Unfortunately, the existing brand awareness surrounding Hardee's appears to be extremely negative, and feedback from customers who have eaten at multiple Hardee's locations tends to be appalling. For example, Hardee's has an average of 2.3 stars out of 5 on Trustpilot. One review says, rude employee, poor management. Another reads, I could not believe what I saw in one of my plates with tenders. I saw a fly. I literally threw my plate out. The poor reviews continue on Yelp, on which Hardee's has a 2.3 rating out of 5. One of the reviews reads, we left without even eating. Service was rude and trash. And another says, the service and the sanitation is horrible. Do not recommend. If the poor customer reviews on Trustpilot and Yelp weren't enough of a problem, Hardee's has failed to crack the top rankings on food blogs and other websites. Taste of Home ranked different drive-thru burgers, and Hardee's came in at number 5. Its review stated, the patty on this burger was pretty darn thin. I felt like the proportion of patty to bun was off balance, not worth a special trip. In Q4 2024, online polling firm YouGov released the most popular dining brands in America. Hardee's came in at a disappointing number 45, with 54% popularity. The only upside is that Hardee's outranked its sister restaurant, Carl's Jr., although that probably won't come as much consolation to the great nation of Canada. It's probably fair to assume that the whole drive-thru experience runs on speed and efficiency, and yet Hardee's finds itself at the bottom of rankings of customer drive-thru satisfaction, as reported in an InTouch Insight study. Hardee's failed in overall service in a 3-way tie with Arby's and Dunkin'. All 3 companies also failed on speed and accuracy. Perhaps in an effort to improve the drive-thru experience, Hardee's is starting to test out AI chatbots to respond to drivers, but this technology is still relatively new, and the machines reportedly have a hard time hearing over loud noises or answering irregular questions.
Would you like to try a peach pie for $1.59?
No.
Peach pie for $1.59?
No, thank you.
Peach pie?
No peach pie.
I have 1 peach pie.
It remains to be seen whether the company's growing reliance on AI will help or hinder Hardee's customers. In recent years, some eagle-eyed customers have noticed that the sizes of Hardee's drinks have been reduced. One Redditor reports that the company seems to have discontinued its 44-ounce drinks, downsizing its largest size to 32 ounces. Several ex-users have also commented on the smaller sizes, with one saying, was given a kid's cup with my combo instead of a small. The worker insisted that was the right size. The problem here is that, while the drink sizes have changed, the prices have not. By charging the customers the same price for less drink volume, Hardee's is attempting to save money at the expense of the consumer, which runs a real risk of alienating the chain's customer base. As one ex-user writes, why does Hardee's think it's okay to make their drink sizes smaller and charge the same price? Hardee's menu woes don't end with the drinks either. Introduced in 2019, the chain's plant-based menu options were then removed in 2023. Hardee's had offered a Beyond Thick Burger and Beyond Sausage Biscuit for its vegetarian and health-conscious consumers. But these efforts failed to drum up the new business for which Hardee's might have hoped. While the rollout of these plant-based options was widely publicized and supported by organizations such as PETA, the subsequent withdrawal has been much quieter. It seems as if poor sales was the major factor for pulling them off the menu, despite a small but loyal contingent of customers who enjoyed having an alternative meat option. The demand for vegetarian options just wasn't high enough to justify the cost of the Beyond options, and Hardee's is continuing to look for ways to cut spending and double down on its most popular menu items. As cited in the 2023 Summit bankruptcy filing, rising costs and lower sales are the #1 reason why Hardee's locations are closing across the country. While it's true that food, transportation, and labor issues have affected just about every sector of the economy in the last few years, they have had a particularly rough impact on Hardee's. A study carried out by State of the Industry found that costs across the restaurant industry would rise from 1% to 5% in 2024, and there have been few indications that things will get much better in 2025. In order to offset these costs, Hardee's will need to significantly increase its customer base, and soon.